Okay, timestamp is for 4:30. I'm not going to try to pronounce your name because I'm not even going to try to butcher it, but we're going to get into it anyway. I must respectfully disagree with you, sir. Into the Spider-Verse always stuck out to me as a stupid concept, and Milhouse Miles Morales will never be Spider-Man. You know, honestly, I understand your frustration with Miles Morales as a character. I can't say I disagree with you entirely. I do not like the character myself personally, but you know, everyone has their own favorites. But I'm saying all that to say, yeah, I agree with you. I just gotta run up the word time of the video. Anyway, let's get into the Bible verse now. And ye shall be hated for all men for my name's sake, but he that endureth to the end shall be saved. Matthew 10:22. All right, let's get into the video now. Alright, we are back with another video on hot takes in anime. The first one is simple. Dragon Ball Super is not creative at all. And I know, you're gonna cry. You're all gonna cry. You're all gonna get mad at me. You got your pitchforks ready, and I understand that. Just hear me out, right? A bulk of the entire Dragon Ball Super anime is either one of two things. It's either one, movie retellings of things that already happened in a much better format, in a much more cohesive understanding, right? And a better budget. So yeah, already right out the gate, isn't really the most creative thing to just readapt something just worse and just more drawn out. And if it isn't that, it's just retreading the same trope in anime, which is consistent tournament arcs. Like, I can literally count on one hand how many tournament arcs there are, and it should really only be at least one per Dragon Ball show. Hear me out, right? Dragon Ball Super has had literally countless tournaments. You don't believe me? Check this out, right? The Universe 6 freaking tournament arc, the Universal Survival Exhibition tournament arc, and then there was of course a Tournament of Power arc. Like, gang, that's 3 tournament arcs in one anime. Bro, why? Like, genuinely, why? And don't even get me started on the nostalgia bait that Dragon Ball Super is known for. It's one thing to give fan service, but when the bulk of characters' progression is just retreading their same old tropes, that's where you lose me. Like, and people swear that I just be spitting hot air whenever I say this about Dragon Ball, but I'm like, gang, I've read all of it, and I still come to the same conclusion. Dragon Ball Super is the least creative out of all the Dragon Ball franchises, and you can't get mad at me for that. Seriously, it's like they'll have the greatest ideas. Oh, the gods, the angels, you know, a bigger hierarchy, the multiverse, and do nothing with any of it besides tournament arc. Like, what? You bring in an entire new pantheon, an entire new macrocosm of a multiverse, and you do nothing with it besides the barest of bare minimums. And you want to say that Dragon Ball Super is the best thing since sliced bread? Are you serious? At least with Daima, as much as I hate it, and I hate Daima, at least they did something with the demon world. Whether I like it or not, at least it's something different. Jesus Christ, at least it was different. Oh my God. Besides the fact that they just retread Super Saiyan 4 and tried to make it canon, even though it has no real continuity at all outside of being in this one thing. Whatever, that's neither here nor there. But again, people think that Modern Dragon Ball is peak somehow. I don't know. I don't get it. It's weird. This one, it may not be considered a hot take for a lot of people, but it may actually be considered a hot take. I think that personally, JJK as an anime is better than its manga counterpart.
What?
And let me explain. Yes, the manga has more content. Yes, it's complete. But the issue is no one cares. Like, the art style is very whatever. Like, it's good and bad in the same instances, you know? He has a very specific style when it comes to his art forms and art style. So I can't really get mad at it too much because that's just how he draws personally. Some would say my avatar is a little bit ass as far as art style. Some would say it's peak. It's all about the art style and how the artist wants to portray his own vision. Personally, that's fine. But more than anything else, I just think that the anime just conveys a lot of the action scenes far better than a freaking page could. You feel me? And I feel like for the most part, at least from my experience, the anime got me into the manga.
And that's a fact.
The only reason I started reading it is because the anime portrayed these characters and storylines very well and added layers to their story arcs and to their fight scenes that wasn't there already in the manga. you know? And besides, let's not pretend as if anime doesn't put manga on the map even more so in other different countries aside from the East, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Like, is that considered a hot take? You know, like, I feel like y'all gonna get on me for saying it, but I'm just saying, like, personally, I enjoy the anime, you know, very much so. And I think the anime has better feats of anything revolving the story, the plot, etc. It's paced better, you know. In general, it's just a better experience, you know. It's more easy to get all the information in a TV format than flipping through pages consistently with hundreds upon hundreds of chapters, you know. I don't know, maybe that's just me. Anyway, next.
A few minutes later.
Now this one, I know this is a hot take. Bleach isn't freaking boring. Like, bro, I see so many comments about like, oh, Bleach sucks. Oh, the filler is crazy, yada yada yada. I'm like, gang, I watch One Piece. I know what y'all gonna say. Well, One Piece doesn't have that much filler. Over 80% of One Piece is canon, so for there. I'm like, longevity is everything. Look, not only is, with the benefit of hindsight on top of that, I will be giving y'all this. This is because of hindsight, but hear me out. You could just skip the filler arcs. You feel me? You could just skip it. Like, there's so many guys out here. And I know what y'all gonna say. Well, I shouldn't need a guy that would. Again, you watch One Piece. Don't speak to me. You will sit there and watch every episode of a 1,000 episode series and sit here and never complain once.
And that's a fact.
Stop it. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Personally, in my opinion, there is some good ass filler. Like, there's so many things in the filler arcs that actually add to a lot of the characters, canon or not, it's still there. Like, it's weird too, because it's like, so it is very hard to pin down like if it's really important and if it's not. That's why I just say watch it all, like, personally. And a lot of the animation, a lot of the storylines, a lot of the openings are actually very solid too when it comes to the filler arcs. I just think personally, it's just like people just hate on Bleach because it's easy to hate on Bleach. It's like, bro, it's Bleach. It's part of the big three. Like, people pretend like Bleach is just not that good. I'm like, gang, have you sat there and actually watched and read it? Like, gang, it's actually really, really good and really solid. Art style, character arcs, etc. is really solid. Aside from the Ivan trope, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, moving on to the next point.
A few minutes later.
And my last hot take for the video. I hate isekai anime. I hate it with a burning passion, because not only is it always the same cookie cutter plot line to the beginning to the end, like, oh, go to another world somehow because you died or some other stupid reason on to why you're here. Then like, oh, you're able to like become super broken and basically make a Giga Ultra Chad. Really little to no experience in that world in a foreign land, not knowing anything about the world or even the power system. You're just able to be cracked. Personally, looking at you, XY anime, you know which one I'm talking about. Overlord, excuse me, sorry, didn't mean to spoil. It's like, even slime, even it's like, oh my god, bro, it's like, where is the stakes? Like, where is, like, again, people be on like, oh, can it be Goku? Goku had to grind to get that strong,
And that's a fact.
like, it wasn't just, oh, I'm strong now for the sake of the plot, I got this OP ability. Even fucking Solo leveling, right? Gang, even he grinded for his shit. Even though the system is basically made for him to cheese, he can't just get everything in one shot. You feel me? He still has to work for his and that's why I kind of respect it. But with everything else, it's just like, God, no, please, enough.
A few minutes later.
So yeah, personally, I'm not gonna lie, gang, like, isekai anime just pisses me off. And just, yeah, no, I just hate it. It's just not creative.
3 days later.
But yeah, me personally, it is what it is. I know a lot of people are gonna have their little opinions about this. I just don't like the vibe of most isekai anime. I won't lie to you. If it ain't SAO, I don't want it. I'm not gonna lie. But even then, that got stale after the, bro, they had so many different versions of SAO. Bro, honestly, it should have just ended with Alfheim. Peace.
A few minutes later.
But you know what's crazy though? Gun Gale Online, I surprisingly enjoy.
This motherfucker don't miss.
No, he's fucking good.
That motherfucker don't miss, man.
He's good.
In the heat of battle, he don't miss.
No.
In the heat of controversy, he don't miss.
No.